I'm saying that if we can get everybody educated to senior school certificate level, and not only that, there's a way that you can make sure that the education systems are faultless up to that point. If we're going to call that a fairy tale, then I'm saying that Nigerians like yourself and myself, you make frequent trips to Nigeria, I make frequent trips to Nigeria, you make frequent trips to Nigeria. Find a forum, get people like mine, that's what we're doing here. Inform people. Inform. Let it start as a brush fire and end up an inferno.
What's your take on this?
Well, basically, I think in terms of promoting culture in Nigeria, I'm going to go with what Mahmoud said. It's by NYC, first of all. Then, like I said, I watched those programs on AIT. I watched Calabar Rocks yesterday, and I learned a lot of stuff about like different ethnic groups. So there are programs in place already. But like I still keep saying.
So media.
Well, sorry?
So media, through media.
Yeah, media. But then what I still insist on, basically, is I believe fundamentally the problem boils down to putting competent people in the right positions. I think government has a huge role to play in the route Nigeria takes to development. I think obviously the people need to be empowered, but I believe there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the Nigerian people per se. I believe people want to vote the right people into power. People make an effort to do that. And I believe the system should be set up in such a way that someone who can brave it, come out and vote, should have his vote counted. I believe Nigerians are very, very sensible people. And I think if given the chance, they will put the right people into power. That's my basic belief. And I think if the right people are in power, and I'm not just talking about the president now, I'm talking about across all levels of leadership. If the right people are in power, they will do the right thing. And if they don't do the right thing, just as in any other developed world, the system is also there to remove them or to vote them in. So if they know the system is a robust system that actually holds them accountable, the next election, if they haven't done properly, they will be voted out. Those people will do the right things. But the way it is right now, when you rig to get into a position, you believe that you will rig again to get in. So you're not accountable to people who put you there. So you don't have, nothing encourages you to do the right thing. That's why in America, what governor was it? The governor that sold out Obama's senatorial seat. As soon as he got caught out, the system pulled him out. But in Nigeria, it's difficult to do that.
There's no rule of law.
There's no rule of law, exactly. So I keep talking about the system. I think the system is ultimately the solution.
No, unity is my concept of unity in trying to. Talking about the scourge of leadership, I believe that I think it's placed on the individual. I think the people need to, whether you're the leader of the mechanic society, Okadas, whatever it is, firemen, across every level, I think that we need to be able to try and cultivate and take all these things that you guys are saying all in one. And I just would love for a situation where, rather than taking the analogy of snakes and ladders, rather than getting to a square and then getting the ladder and then boosting yourself up to, like, you know, the position where the Malam has a mobile phone and we still don't have landlines, or, you know, Nitel is still a situation where it doesn't work. Rather than that, it's step-by-step, progressive and thorough development from the very bottom. Information deficiency, youth core, inequalities, digitizing our nation, getting people involved, informed, and educating. I do believe in education, and so from that, being able to promote unity, I'd say it lies on us who are in this situation where we can go out and say, do you know what, hey, did you know this, did you know that, and stuff like that, and trying to get other people to think like us as well, because I'm not saying that I'm the right person for the job to be a leader. I mean president now, I mean presidential wise, but it'll be born out of situations like this. Somebody's gonna get up one day and feel like, do you know, I feel I can lead my country and stuff like that. And so in being able to inspire people to do that, I think this is what we need to do.
Let me just hold it.
Right, I wanted to, just before you go off, I think there should be like a call to action, because I don't know if there's any point like talking about all this stuff when we don't set the example. So we can have another brainstorming session for that specifically or not. But in my mind, what I get from this is, you're talking about unity, you're talking about NYC and cross-cultural education, as well as the leaders. And you're talking about more about education and poverty alleviation, and the same thing with him. Now, all of them still tied to, I think, like fundamentally, what the common factor between all of them is relaying of information, right? Getting people to understand what they can understand. In terms of electoral reforms, unfortunately, that's not within our own power. So I don't know if we can actually take action on that, but we can propel people to start thinking about it, definitely. So it still comes down to passing on information. How can we actually pass on information? When we went to that Citizens for Change forum, they were talking about getting more and more into the media for people to be able to read and blah, blah, blah. And it just struck me that pretty much every Tom, Dick and Harry, or whatever works of life you're involved with, has a mobile phone in Nigeria. And I'm not saying this, I mean, this is out of a good percentage, let's just put it that way. I mean, I've seen people in the village, even if it's one mobile phone for like a community of people, they still have like something like that, because it's like that new phenomenon. Everyone wants to actually get connected. If there was a way of getting this information out to them on that thing that they hold so dearly, you understand? So when someone gets an SMS, he gets excited, as opposed to when he sees a newspaper. Do you see the difference in reactions? So if there was a way of getting it, personalizing the message, you know, so it's not just about putting it out there. Like you were saying, you watch Calabar Rocks, maybe he doesn't see Calabar Rocks, but if he were to get a few messages to his SMS phone, for example, it might catch his attention, it might catch the majority. So maybe that could be something we could explore, right, as a possibility within this forum, and we can get an umbrella for it. We've got the Nigerian Youth Initiative, we've got the Citizens for Change people, we can do whatever, but then that is something that we can actually take a step forward with. So after all the bickering, and after all the quarreling and emotional merry-go-round, for lack of a better word, I think we should still understand that we're after the same thing.
I really feel that, I'm not saying that I can do anything or you can do anything, because we can't. The little we can do is to at least ensure that a conversation goes on, a light is ignited in people's minds.
And growing up there, you know, I know the dynamics of what it takes to be a Nigerian, or a Nigerian right now, what it is we're used to, but I know what it is that we can, what it is that we have the potential to become, and stuff like that. So for me to want to change that and feel proud of where I'm from, I think these type of situations and being able to put that message out there is definitely something that we need people to start thinking about now, because at the end of the day, my future is not going to be affected and changed by anybody else right now apart from myself. It's not when I reach 50 that one guy from somewhere is just going to come and wow, he's going to have the solution, because it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen.